Hello. So, just as we expected, Arion came on live yesterday and she threw some subtle shade, as she always do when Martel goes live, and he throw his shade unintentionally but intentionally. Now, first off, I want to say to the people who were in my comments saying it takes two to make a baby, it takes two, because I agree with someone who said that Arion tried to trap Martel with the baby and it backfired. Of course, it does take two to make the baby. However, when that baby is made, only one person is left with the decision to follow through with that pregnancy. And in my opinion, you should not force parenthood on anyone. Just like with the abortion laws, I think it's a woman's choice whether or not she wants to have her child or not. Now, I don't want to hear nothing about, use protection, get on birth control, because at the end of the day, whatever. It's their choice. People can lay and play how they want to, and when something happens, it's up to them on what they want to decide with whatever happened, i.e. pregnancy. Now, when I said that it was only one person's choice to have the baby, I meant it was Arionne's choice. That woman got up and she told the world that Martel did not want for her to have that baby. He asked for her to have an abortion, and in that case, what does that tell you? He did not want that child. So when she got on live yesterday and she was like, he trapped her, because that's what she implied. Girl, you's a lie, you's a fool, and the truth ain't in you. And we can't believe nothing that you say. Because if he did not want for you to have the baby, how did he trap you? She said herself in multiple recordings in one recording, that she had Knox because Melody had Sugar Mama. And in my opinion, she had that baby because she knew that would make Melody leave. That would be the final straw. Now, when a man tell you that he does not want a baby from you, and you decide to have that baby, and you decide to go and put him on child support, the deadbeat stuff should be out the door to me, because at the end of the day, he let you know he didn't want it. And if child support is all you want and the child support is all you get, you should be satisfied with it. Because at the end of the day, again, he told you he did not want that child. Now, if you're old child support and he don't pay it, that's a different story. But then again, it's not, because still at the beginning, what did he tell you? He did not want that child. A lot of people are not going to agree with me on that, but at the end of, listen, that's just how I feel. Now, Arion referred to Knox yesterday as an oops baby. I don't see how people would justify what this woman says when it comes down to her child. Martel himself was embarrassed and ashamed of that baby. It took years, I would say, a year and a half, maybe 2 years, for Martel to be comfortable enough to claim this baby publicly. Place him on his Instagram to, be comfortable talking about him. When people used to ask him about him, he was shut down. He did not want to talk about that baby, because in his eyes, to me, that baby was a signal of the end of his marriage, the end of his life as he knew it. So he wouldn't speak on the child's birth, his name. He was so uncomfortable when people would bring that child up. So I don't understand when people say, like this one woman, I'm going to place her comment up, who said that Melody lost, Arion won. Where did she win? This man disrespected you on national television, just like now he's disrespecting his ex-wife. This man was ashamed of your child. You said to the world he didn't even want you to have that baby. You don't work. You don't have any income. You're solely dependent on him, and he's solely dependent on this show. What did Arion win? Where is the W for her? So this recording is not going to be primarily about Arionne's live, because that's what it was supposed to be about. But more so now the comments, because I would like to know where people are coming from and how their brain functions to where they think the way that they think. This woman said that when someone cheats on you, that means they don't love you. I disagree. Because we're not talking about Fantasia Barrino. Life isn't a fairy tale. And I'm not going to say that cheating is a mistake, it's a choice. And where Martel fucked up is that he made it a habit. I think that someone can cheat and still love you. May not love you the way that you need to be loved, but it doesn't mean that they don't love you. And to say to the younger girls, the younger women and men, leave the first time they cheat. Sometimes after that first incident, some people really do get it together and they change. So to have the younger generation feeling like a relationship is perfect, it's a fairy tale, nothing's ever gonna happen, that's bull. To put that out there into somebody's head to think that, oh, nothing's ever gonna go wrong, and if you cheat on me one time, I'm gone. Now if you have a habitual cheater and liar and abuser, then yeah, baby need to kick rocks. But out for one situation, you can't just say that one time. I mean, that's just me. Martel, on the other hand, he was very disrespectful. He made it a habit. And he allowed the mistress to disrespect his ex-wife. Now, if you feel like Arion won in the situation, I would like to know what she won. Because Melody's the one, her career took off. She's comfortable, it seems. Her kids are happy. Martel looks miserable. He looks just thinning off weight, just falling off. And it looks like that man, maybe having a rough time. And I know at the end of the day, of every day, of most days, he's unhappy. That man has got online, I don't know how many times, to say he regret what he did. And if he could change what he did, he would. Not once did he say, I don't have any regrets, because out of the situation, I got my son. And I love and care for my son. I wish things would have happened differently, but I'm okay with it because I have my son. That man didn't say that. Not one time has he ever said, I don't regret what happened because I got something good out of it. My son. How is that a win? How is that a win when every time you turn around and he has to speak on his failed marriage, he can only speak on, aside from trying to get everybody to think that this woman cheated on him, which I hope she did, he can only speak on how much he wish he would have done things differently, and never acknowledging the fact that, okay, I messed up. I lost my my marriage, but I have my son. How is that a win? That should be a punch in the gut for any woman, for any mother. And when that child grows up, that should be a punch in the gut to him. You got your mama online saying you were a spite baby or revenge baby and oops baby. And your daddy saying he wish he had never slept with your mama, or as long as he did, that he would have never lost his marriage, and that he regrets the fact that you are here. Like, Arionne blocks people off of her live because she doesn't want to hear the truth. And it's not because people are being mean. Maybe the delivery is mean and what they're saying is mean, but the message itself that's what's real. So I don't get how people can say, he doesn't want Melody back. He doesn't miss Melody. Maybe it's not Melody. Maybe it is the lifestyle. But at the end of the day, if Arion is who he really wanted, it's been 4 years since that man has been divorced. And the only time he can acknowledge this girl is when he's really mad with Melody. The same way someone said he only bigs Melody up and talk good about her to make Arion mad. He does the same with Melody. He utilizes Arion and that child to make Melody mad. So at the end of the day, if Melody lost, Arion damn sure lost. So who won here? Who's the winner? Who can we say actually came out on top in this situation? If you want to compare, if you would want to compare, it would be easy to say, okay, he did not love Melody. He did not want to be with her because he cheated. It's easy to say that. But then how do we explain the fact that he always has a sense of sadness in his eyes when he speaks of her? I don't get it. I don't understand. Arion looks like the fool here. And And it's not me coming down on her, because at one point, like I said before, and I'll say it again, at one point I did feel bad for Arion in the beginning, because I thought that this was just some young girl that fell in love with a man that she shouldn't have been messing with. But hey, you love who you love, right? And I've been her. Well, not her. But I've been in certain situations. I've been the one that's been cheated on. I've been the one that's been cheated with. I can see both sides. The thing that really turned me off with Arion is how she started to get online and to attack this woman when you were sleeping with her husband. And to the portion of the comment that said, would you rather have 4 children by a man who disrespected you or one by him? For one, I would rather have those 4 children by my husband, who I was with, who we went through ups and downs, and I expected for things to change, and I was hopeful that my marriage would work. Yes, of course. Opposed to having 1 child by the same man who publicly disrespected me then and now, who was ashamed of my child, who made a fool of me, and who is now divorced but still won't make me an honest woman. I most certainly would have rather had those 4 kids by my husband. I don't see how a woman can be shamed for having children by her husband that she is expecting to work things out with, even when they separated. And if the show did get them back together, they got back together. That's something you should be able to work on. That's something you should be able to work out. And I don't want it to be confused, because this woman also said, I think you male fans have a problem with accepting reality. Baby, I think I see things very clear. And the misconception I think people have is that I'm not a male fan. I'm a male fan, but I'm not a male fan. I'm a fan of women, period. I ain't got nothing but love, support, and encouraging words for women, for a woman. I ain't got shit for a bitch. Nothing. I don't have anything for a disrespectful, low class, low budget heathen. Nothing. I support women through and through. A ragamuffin street walking, street identifying whore, I have nothing for. So yes, I support Melody in this situation, because at the end of the day, I don't see how she can be blamed in this situation. I don't care if she cheated on that man. I hope she did. She would have been well within her rights if she did, but we don't know about it. They said she's a mean girl. She ain't showed us no mean girl activity. So I don't see how people can be upset with those who support her based off of what we see. And it's not to come down on Arion, but look what she does. Look what she did yesterday. Bitches be lying in court documents. And girl, if she wanted to speak on and to clear her daughter's name and say that her daughter didn't bully those kids, that's what she should have done. She didn't have to do all that. All Arion can do is get online and talk about her hair. Okay, you have you have a head full of thick hair, and you have full edges. You need to get your ends trimmed. And talk about lip gloss. Start your lip gloss line. Do something productive. If you want to be seen in a different light, show yourself in a different light. For those of you who for some reason want to come down on Melody, tell me why. If we should dislike this woman, tell me why we should dislike this woman. Don't just say it. Just give a reason. I could give plenty of reasons as to why now I don't like Arion and I do not care for Martel. And when people can't give you reasons as to why they feel the way they feel, I just tend to think that it's hate. I'm sorry. I just tend to think that it's hate and jealousy. But then again, that's just me. This was supposed to be about Arion's life. And it became to be a situation where I had to speak on comments in my comment section. And I don't mind. Give me the consent, baby. I don't mind. Let's do it. But at the end of the day, Martel missed Melody. He missed his family unit. And he does not want to be with Arion. It's been 4 years. And that man said he's still getting to know that woman after 10 years. So no, he ain't gonna rush into no marriage. Whereas he proposed to Melody and married that woman within a year, within 9 months. So, something going on. He feels some type of way. Can't tell me no different. But you can, and I will listen. Still gonna think you was a damn fool. But I will listen. Lord. I'm gonna start reviewing the show. Because I would love to speak on the other castmates, the other cast members. But we'll see how they go. But y'all go ahead and drop in the comment section. Argue me down, baby. But please have something to follow up with what you're saying. Thank you.